What's up, guys? This is Webby back again for your 1995 Survivor Series. After a successful 1994 Survivor Series where we saw The Undertaker versus Yokozuna in a casket match, Bob Backlund versus Bret Hart in a submission match, plus all the traditional Survivor Series contests. The question is, could WWE continue its momentum, build onto, and give us a Survivor Series each and every WWE fan in the universe could be proud of? Yes and no. Yes and no. They had WWE today should go back and look at their WWE championship that they had at the 1995 Survivor Series and think, this championship, what we put on, what we gave to the fans, was so good. Why are we giving the fans what we're giving to them this year? But that's for another story. We got to see Bret Hart versus Diesel for the WWE Championship. We got to see the Royals take on the Darkside as Jerry the King Lawler, Dr. Isaac Yankem, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and King Mabel took on Savio Vega, Henry Godwin, Batu, and the returning Undertaker. This contest, absolutely awesome return for the dead man. This was built up because King Mabel crushed, smashed the Undertaker's face and wiped him out of action. Undertaker made his return at the place where he debuted, the Survivor Series, and he had the gray mask on. The Undertaker's team, the Darkside, not one person in this match was eliminated. Every Royal was. King Mabel didn't want anything to do with the Undertaker in this contest. He hightailed it all the way to the back. WWE protecting King Mabel by him losing by a countout, but the Undertaker eliminated everybody in this matchup. Very nice return for the dead man. One matchup that WWE really messed up on, though, at this Survivor Series was the opening match. You know, I don't know why WWE likes to do this to their talent. They insulted their talent very, very badly because in the opening match, you had Marty Jannetty, Hakushi, Bob Holly, and Barry Horowitz. And they took on Skip, Tom Pritchett, Rad Rafford, and the 1-2-3 Kid. And this match was called the Underdogs matchup. Now, as a little kid, you think, ooh, this looks exciting. You can't wait to see it. Which underdog is going to be victorious? The superstar that doesn't seem like he's going to win. It's like the little kid on the baseball team that you have that doesn't usually get a single usually strikes out. And the team that's on the field pitches to him, and he knocks it out of the park. The underdog, poof, is the hero. But as an adult watching this, it's like you are just saying that this is the jobber matchup. This was all the jobbers, pretty much, all the guys that WWE just kind of didn't want to do anything with, and they stuck them in a match, and they called them underdogs. That is sad that WWE would treat their talent that way. It was a filler, but whatever. 1, 2, 3 Kid was victorious. Now, it made sense for him to win this contest. He had just turned heel. He was managed by the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, at this point. So it only made sense for him to win. Him and Razor Ramon was going into an epic rivalry. They had history in the past. They were best friends. Before then, 1, 2, 3 Kid got the ultimate rub in the business by defeating Razor Ramon. So all this built up to 1, 2, 3 Kid costing Razor the matchup and joining $1 Million Man's side. So who better to win this match than the 1, 2, 3 Kid to continue his momentum? Alundra Blazes' team took on Bertha Faye's team. Back then, the women's division, I don't like to diss on the women's division, but everybody knows that it was always just a 1 or 2 women's division that they showcased. 1 or 2 women that they showcased for their division. Alundra Blaze and Bull Nakano. That ended. We didn't see Bull Nakano anymore. Alundra Blaze, Bertha Faye. Bertha Faye captured the women's championship, dropped it back to Alundra Blaze, and now this led to the Survivor Series matchup. Now, Alundra Blaze's team, they lose this contest to Bertha Faye's team. Only makes sense. Bertha Faye kind of getting her revenge, a little bit with having her team pick up the victory. Did Bertha Faye pick up the victory? No. Bertha Faye lost to Alundra Blaze. But just the fact that Bertha Faye's team got the victory in this contest, a little sweet satisfaction, if you ask me. Bam Bam Bigelow versus Goldust. Huge push, huge rub for Goldust in this contest. What an awesome rub for him by defeating Bam Bam Bigelow. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Bam Bam Bigelow was one of the best big men in the WWE history, and Goldust beating him helped push him. Huge jump start. Goldust in control for the biggest part of this contest, and with a running bulldog, puts away the beast from the east. Yokozuna, Owen Hart, Dean Douglas, and Razor Ramon, the wild card matchup, versus the British Bulldog, Psycho Sid, Ahmed Johnson, and the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. This contest, when I think of this matchup, it really is just, we're just waiting for the teams to fall apart. Now, WWE likes for you to think, can they coexist? Who will coexist? I think of it, which team's going to fall apart first? Because you have Razor Ramon, who has had a rivalry with Dean Douglas. You have Razor Ramon, who doesn't like Owen Hart or Yokozuna. You have Shawn Michaels, who doesn't like Psycho Sid because Psycho Sid put him out of action earlier on in the year. You have the British Bulldog, who also doesn't like Shawn Michaels because Shawn Michaels is managed by the same group as Owen Hart and Yokozuna, Jim Cornette. And then you have Ahmed Johnson, that is kind of the newcomer that's just floating around everywhere. So yeah, it's pretty much a guaranteed. We already know who's going to win. So, with all this said, who fell apart first? Throughout the night, we already saw Razor Ramon fall apart because the 1-2-3 Kid was victorious. Throwing things around, throwing monitors around, breaking tables, amongst other things. His team members griped and complained about him doing that. And then you have, Psycho Sid and the British Bulldog and everybody, they're trying to, form together as a team. But we all know that's not going to be the case. So, what happens? Psycho Sid gets eliminated from the matchup, and the British Bulldog, Ahmed Johnson, and Shawn Michaels were victorious in this contest. We all knew that was going to happen because, number one, Ahmed Johnson was the big up-and-coming newcomer in the WWE, and you're not going to have him lose in his first pay-per-view matchup. I don't care if it is the Survivor Series. And the British Bulldog was facing the winner of Bret Hart versus Diesel at the next pay-per-view. So, you're not going to have him lose either. Of course that team's going to win. And finally in the main event, Bret Hart versus Diesel for the WWE Championship. Now, we all know where this led to. We all know that once this match was over, we all know that this led to Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 12. The question about this match, though, was, could Bret Hart, ultimately take back his WWE Championship, become a 3-time WWE Champion? Could Diesel give him another jackknife powerbomb and ultimately put the excellence of execution away? Because this wasn't the first time they had wrestled. And every time before, Diesel had not been able to put Bret Hart away. In this contest, WWE should really take a look at this matchup and say, why can't we do more of this storytelling, meaning up to matches? Why do we have to book matches like Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar when we had this kind of Survivor Series championship match back in 1995? Bret Hart was victorious here in this matchup with a small package, 1, 2, 3. After Diesel beat him down in the match, we all knew that was going to happen because Diesel, really bigger and stronger, and that's the way WWE was going to have it. Bret Hart did have his comebacks, and we saw what the usual from both of these men. But it was a great contest and a great way to end the 1995 Survivor Series. You all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Do you agree with my review? Do you think that it was a good build onto and a good momentum pay-per-view from the last Survivor Series? Do you think they lived up to the hype? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below if you think that the WWE should go back to this style of championship matches rather than hang their hats on like stuff like Brock Lesnar and Jinder Mahal taking on each other. Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for all notifications. Thank you everybody who's tuned in to my channel so far. And it is much appreciated. Go back and watch Raw and SmackDown Live reviews, TLC review, amongst everything you've missed on the channel. And until I see you again, this is Webby, and I will catch you on the other side. Talk